Jungkook washed his face and removed the blood from his hand while you were standing near the door looking at him with your painful eyes. He was on a mission, and you always get worried whenever he goes on a mission because not even a single time he come without hurting himself. He looked at you and you extended the towel. Is it your blood or someone else? Wiping his face, he looked at you and nodded. The one that got drained is someone else's blood and it's mine, he said, pointing at his stomach, and your eyes widened when you saw the blood on his white shirt. You are hurt? Let me see. You said and lifted his shirt a little, and a gasp left your mouth when you saw the wound. Oh, Mo, it's deep. Come on, it's nothing. You are a doctor and can heal it. I'm a doctor, not a musician. Why you never care for yourself? You should be more careful while doing your work. How you hurt yourself every time. You said, applying the ointment on Jungkook's wound while he smiled slightly, looking at you. You sighed. This man is really made of a rock. Never feel pain. You are really crazy. And then you both again welcome a silence. You take a bandage and started to cover his wound with that while he was looking at you, admiring your focused face. It's been 2 months of your marriage, arranged marriage. None of you wanted to marry each other. You, because he is a dangerous mafia. You were all aware of his fear in the country, and you can't live your life with someone you will be scared of. And he don't want to marry you because he don't believe in love. But destiny brings you two together. And in just 2 months, you already started to behave like real married couples. None of you until now gather courage to confess your love, but it's not hidden at all too. Both of your actions says more than a word can. Anna is here and she will stay with us for some time. I got to know, but why is she here? You pressed your lips and looked at him. He never liked her as she was the one he was going to get married, but she betrayed him. I know you don't like her, but actually she come from hostel without telling anyone, and mom is not here, you know that. So she told me to let her stay with me for some time. Jungkook, I know you don't like her, but it's only for a week, so she can. But don't expect me to be nice to her or even talk to her, please. Don't worry, I will handle that. You said with a smile and he smiled too. It's done. Now you can rest and please be careful for the next time. I can't see you hurt like this. I am putting the pillow in the middle so that I won't hurt you in sleep. You said, placing the pillow in the middle of the bed. He signed as his smile faded. You want me to get well soon or always lay on this bed as a patient. You know that I don't like it when you place the pillow in the middle. But I might hurt you in sleep. You will never hurt me. Come on, let's sleep. You chuckled and shook your head. This man is crazy. As Jungkook handed Wyan the bag full of groceries and vegetables, her eyes met his and a faint smile tugged at the corner of her lips. Thank you, Jungkook, you murmured softly, your voice barely above a whisper. You want anything else? You look into the bag to check if he brought everything. You asked him or not, because you were well aware of his memory. He always forgot something without a list, but to your surprise, he brought every single thing today. You looked at him and smiled. Not at all. I wonder how you remember all the things today. It's quite shocking. You said with a smile and looked at Anna, who was sitting on the dining table, all busy in her work. But as soon as Jungkook arrived, her attention goes to you both. You know, Anna, he can never brought anything without a list. Work pressure, you won't understand because you never go to work, she said, rolling her eyes. Your smile faded, making Jungkook's fist clench. That's the reason why he doesn't like Anna. He does every silly things to make you smile, always on the other side. She always ruin your mood. Well, that can be the reason, but who knows? I want to seek out some more time for the person I feel happy with. Or maybe I want to fresh my mind helping my favorite person and intentionally forgot things to spend more time with her. And the smile of yours come back making Jungkook smile too. She scoffed seeing that smile returning to your face. Leave it. By the way, the dinner is about to get ready. Oh, actually, Ryan, I had a meeting to attend and it will take me time. I will have my dinner in my room, if you don't mind. You pressed your lips together and looked at Anna, who was looking at Jungkook and then at him. Of course, you know why he wanted to have his lunch in the room. But you respect his decision, same as he respect yours, and let the Anna stay with you two for some days. Okay, I will bring your dinner in the room. He smiled and nodded. Thank you. I get going then. I'm getting late. It's already time for the meeting. He said and started to walk out, but Anna stopped him, calling his name. Jungkook, I had some doubt in our partnership program. Will you help me, please? She said, starting her business talk, and you started to cut the vegetables. Because you don't have any interest left in their talks. You never liked to work in an office. That's why you tell your parents to give the company in her hands. You are happy this way. You work in a hospital and that's the biggest job for you and you love your work. Why don't you send your manager to the office tomorrow? I will make him understand things there. Excuse me, I'm a little busy. He said and was about to walk away but stopped when you suddenly let out a scream. Are you okay? She said, getting a little panicked while Junko quickly ran to you and grabbed your finger. He sighed, seeing the quite deep cut. He looked at you and put your finger in his mouth to stop the bleeding. You hissed slightly, while Anna's hands clenched. Sitting on the bed, Jungkook was applying medicine on his wounds. You left for the hospital. There it was an emergency. He signed and took some ointment on his hand and started to apply on his wounds. It's weird. When you were applying the medicine, it doesn't hurt, but now it hurts. He was so focused that he didn't realize when the door opened and the person standing leaning on the door admiring him. Want some help? She asked, looking at him with a smile. Jungkook looked at her. What are you doing here? Well, I have to say, you really built your body so well. She said, staring at him. Jungkook looked at her with his raised brows. Of course, she is not giving him good vibes, but he is still all silent because of the promise he made to you. Walking to the closet, he took out an oversized t-shirt and slid it. YN is not here. There's an emergency in the hospital. If I am here, that doesn't mean I am here to meet her only. I can be here to meet you too. Jungkook looked at her with his dark eyes while she laughed and walked inside. Come on, I was just joking. By the way, I have to say that YN is so lucky. Don't you think the same? She never expected all this before marriage. Jungkook tried to ignore her and it made her clench her fist. YN might be waiting for me. I have to leave to pick her up. Why do you always think of her? I'm here to confess you something. I love you, she said, getting up and walking to him while Jungkook's eyes widened in shock. What the hell you are talking? Are you even in your right mind? Yeah, why are you acting like you never know about my feelings for you? I love you from the start and you forgot that I was the one you were about to get married to? Jungkook scoffed and looked at her. I was sure of your dirty intentions but didn't say anything because of fire. You're really a two-faced girl. And you really think that I will believe a girl like you who leave me on the wedding day? I hate you. Why? You don't even love Ian, do you? Jungkook walked to her angrily and grabbed her arm, pulling her closer to him. He looked in her eyes. She hissed a little. I love her, even more than you think. You are too clever to notice everything. Didn't you notice the love I hold while looking at her? My love for her is beyond your imagination. Leave from here before she come back. I don't want her to get sad over the person she never deserved in her life. You are the worst of anything she gets. Anna jerked his hand and looked at him, caressing his arm. As if I don't know that not a single moment you live as a couple. What do you even know of her? Her mother ran away with some other man. Don't you think that she will do the same with you too if she gets someone more richer than you? My mom raised her and look, she betrayed me. Enough. I don't want even a single word about my wife from you. I don't raise my hands on girls, but don't push me harder to do that. And what else more shameful than I already slapped you in my mind? I know I messed up, but it's because I love you. Give me one chance, Jungkook. I will be better than Ryan. I will love you and cherish you forever. You have crossed the line that can't be uncrossed. I don't know how much more down you can go. You are so selfish here. What's wrong with that? Don't you know everything is fair in love and war? I'm just confessing to you and make you believe that I'm better than Ryan. I love you and I can't see you with someone else. Better than her. You are not even near her. You can't be like her and just leave before I lose my anger and shoot you right here. I won't even regret doing that, you know that. You ruin everything, and I don't think you can ever be forgiven for that sin. He said and was about to leave but stopped when he saw you standing on the gate with tears in your eyes. The moment you caught sight of Anna and Jungkook together, your heart shattered into a million of pieces, the pain of betrayal cutting deeper than any physical wound. Your footstep backed off as you stood there frozen in shock and disbelief, unable to tear your gaze away from the scene unfolding before you. Tear all to your eyes, you are betrayed by the same person twice. Why? Why, listen to me. It's not like how you think. And before she can say anything further, you slapped her, making everyone around you shocked. Because it's the first time they saw you like this, in anger. Since the day you come to this house, they knows you as someone so calm and positive girl. Everyone appreciate your understanding towards the situations. But what Anna did today, she totally deserved this slap. It's something she should get from Jungkook. She looked at you, placing her hand on her cheek. I am ashamed to call you my sister. Just because people like you, no one believes in step parents and siblings. No matter how good they are. After doing all that with me, you are really again going to mess up my life. She bit her lip. She looked around and everyone was looking at them. Then her eyes went on you, and you were looking at her with mix of anger, hurt, and regrets. Your mind was racing with lots of unknown emotions, struggling to make sense of what just revealed. The onlookers exchanged uncertain glance, unsure of what to say or do in the face of such raw emotion. This wasn't the you they know, the calm and composed friend who always seems to have everything under control. Finally, you broke the tense silence, your voice barely above a whisper. I trusted you, Anna. How could you? Their words strayed off, lost in a sea of conflicting feelings. Anna took a hesitant step forward, her own voice trembling as she struggled to find the right word to explain herself. Ryan, please, I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I was confused, lost. But your expression remained hardened, the hurt still seen in your eyes. Confused, lost, that doesn't excuse what you did. You said, your voice ringing with bitterness. The air cracked with tension as the two you stand facing each other, your relationship hanging in the balance. It was clear that healing the wound of betrayal would be no easy task. And it's not the first time, but the second time she betrayed you. First, she betrayed you on the wedding days and forced you to marry him, and now, when the thing seems good for you, when you finally started to find your happiness, now she again betrayed you. Your hand clenched into fist, your voice trembling with a mixture of anger and hurt. How could you betray me like this, Anna? After everything we have been through, everything you did with me earlier, that sorry and your words, are those just a show off? You again comes to destroy me. Anna's eyes shine with unshed tears, her voice cracking as she struggled to find the right word. I never meant to hurt you, Ian. I was lost, confused. I didn't know how to handle it all. Your jaw tensed as they fought to contain their rising frustration. How she still lies and gives this intentional act the name of her mistake. That's what she did that day. She is repeating everything. That's not an excuse, Anna. You knew how much he meant to me, and yet you still. She scoffed and looked at you. Do you love him? Does he love you? And your heart shrank with her words. You don't know. You are sure of your feelings, but not his. Do he really loves you? Your eyes went on Jungkook, who was standing a little far away, ready to prove his innocence if you asked him to. You don't know if he loves you or not, but you are sure of one thing. You can believe him. If he said that he pushed her, that means he really does. You looked at Anna again. It's you, Ian. You stole him from me. I was not ready with the marriage, but if you two also not get agree for this marriage, it will always be me to be here. Don't you think you were wrong too? Your heart sank as you realized the depth of Anna's word, but their own pain remained raw and unyielding. I didn't steal anything, Anna. You had freedom to choose and I don't. And what if I said that I regret my decision? Then it's too late for that. You should accept the reality. You can't just come in the middle and started to insist on a thing like a child. It's not a melodrama or any movie. I know, but Jungkook, you also don't love her. Then why are you taking a stand for her? You are saying this to a husband if he loves his wife or not? Your eyes went on Jungkook, who was looking at Anna with his dark eyes. She scoffed. She scoffed and looked at him. As if I don't know. Why not you also against this marriage? I heard you talking to your dad. You never wanted to marry her. It was you who said that you will never fall in love with her. Maybe those words were meant for you. He said in a calm voice, because he does said those words. Not only for her but you too. But at that time the situations were different. He never wanted to get married, but when his father forced him, he got with no choice, just to say yes. But now he never regret his decision. To say yes for you. Anna, get out. I don't want you in this house anymore. Not for even a second. She looked at you while your eyes were teary. I will, but always remember, if you were longing for your parents' love, then I was too longing for their attention. Just as you want love in your life, I want that too. I might be wrong, but I can't help. I will do anything to win him, even if it's mean destroying this beautiful relation in this process. Obsession can never be love. She didn't say anything and just walked away from there, wiping her tears. You fall down on the floor and started to cry. Jungkook walked to you and hugged you tightly. You hugged him and started to cry. I don't want to lose you. Jungkook walked in the balcony and smiled, seeing you sitting on the chair, folding your legs, and holding the cup of coffee in your hands. The warmth of coffee was keeping you warm in the cold weather. Jungkook sighed and walked towards you with a blanket. Are not you cold? You looked at him and smiled slightly. He softly put the blanket on your shoulder while you muttered thank you to him and fixed it, covering your whole body with it. I can see you started to spend more time here. Is there any special reason? You pressed your lips together and shrugged your shoulder. I don't know, it's just I feel good here. You have created this place so beautifully. Well, don't forget that it was designed by you. I just arranged the things. You chuckled and nodded softly. Taking a deep breath, you look up at the sky, staring at the setting sun and the moon, which has already started to be visible. People get busy in the hustle bustle of their life, or else, if they will make time for themselves and observe the beautiful nature around them, then they will get to know how beautiful things are around them. You were looking at the sky, hiding your insecurities and the burden of earlier inside, and Jungkook seems to notice it. Or maybe anything related to you never remained unnoticed by him. He looked at you and looked at the moisture in your eyes. Are you still thinking of what happened a while ago? Oh, that was like a bad dream of me. I never understand why every bad thing happens with open eyes. I want to forget all, but then realize it can't be forgotten. You sighed with a sad chuckle. Jungkook pressed his lips together and nodded. It can be if we only remember the good thing in those bad things. You looked at him, not understanding the meaning behind his words. Well, it's not the first time, but you never understand him. He is always too complicated to be understood. You are complicated. You sit and take a sip of your coffee. He chuckled. Of course, now he get used to these type of words, or even crueler than this one. Being a heartless, people thought that he don't have emotions and the only thing he knows is cruelty, but never understand that a man can only be nice to the person he loves with his whole heart. Maybe you don't have to think more about what Anna said. That was just her selfishness took over her. It happens when you started to feel guilty about some of your decisions. You shifted your eyes on him and he was already looking at you. You tried to read his expressions, but they were too hard to be read. I don't have any feelings for her. I never ever saw her that way. She was no one to me but just your sister. She is another someone I know because of you. I know you don't have to explain yourself. You said with a smile, but still, those insecurities and a little bit of hesitation is still there inside you. You are still confused with his feelings for you. You know it's an arranged marriage, and the condition you both get married was not pleasant either, but still, with the right person, heart only take a glance to fall in love. You love him, his small gestures towards you, that care for you, the way he stands for you. You love everything about him, but still insecure to know if he loves you or not. It's normal in a relationship like this, the fear of leaving your love one sided or just not going to get the love you want or not being enough for them. These are some things that always bother you, and it will until you don't get what's there in their heart of the person next to you. If you get a chance, you flinched when he suddenly spoke. He looked at you to make sure you are okay, and then again looked at the sky. You sighed and your eyes again traveled to him. If you ever get a chance to put your life in one frame, then what would it look like? And then his eyes moved to you, making your heartbeat race. Beside the darkness he always holds, his eyes shows a different kind of emotions right now. A little soft and a little softer every second. A desperation to know something and a desperation to confess something. You sign and look up in the sky. It's simple yet a tricky question. You never thought how you wanted your life to end. You never thought of the beautiful moment of your life. But maybe there's one in your heart. You always used to believe that until it's not happy, it can never be an end. And maybe that's what you want in your life, everyone to be happy. Happiness. I want every one of us to be happy, to be there where we belong. He smiled and nodded, and you lost in that moment. It's not the first time you saw him smiling. People know him because of his evil side, but you never saw him like that. With you, he is always soft and careful. as if you are so fragile who will break down if he gets a little harder or even a little gentle. You were not wrong when you said that this marriage is an unexpected change of your life. The difference is that you said it in a negative way and he turned out totally different from that. You signed and asked him the same. What about you? You might have framed something so beautiful. No, it's so beautiful on one side, but dark on the other side. But you know what's the beautiful thing about it? Because it's beautiful on the side I want it. The imagination he holds, the understanding in his every single word, and the way he uses to express his feelings, not just by his actions but through words. You don't know if it's possible to not fall in love with him. I lost everything as a mafia. We used to not have anything so special or close to our heart because we already know that at last we are already going to lose it. Reality or just a nightmare, I don't know. We just used to be broken like this. I lost my mom when I was 5, and just like I will lose my dad too someday. Special person to me, the side of the frame is all dark, losing something or everything. The world is against me. Every negative thing on that side. I don't know what to do, where to go. He said and stay silent, but now curiosity to know what makes things beautiful for him take over you. He can't leave you hanging like this. And what's there left in the beautiful side? You said in a little disappointment, even if it's in a dark side, but you were expecting yourself in it. In that darkness of the world, you were expecting him to frame you there. Beautiful side. It's beautiful because someone believed that if it's not happy, then it can never be the end. And your heart skips its beat. You feel goosebumps all over your body when you get the meaning behind his words. He looked at you and smiled because someone framed happiness on her side, and maybe I'm included too there. Maybe those words meant for me too. Jungkook, you called his name softly because things are hard to understand for you. I know that making someone my weakness means taking the biggest risk of my life. Maybe making myself ready to face the heartbreak, but also want to protect them. The side of the frame is beautiful because I had no one but you by my side. We are happy because that's what you wish for, and we are together because that's what I want. I was serious when I said to you that if I ever get to know about love in my life, then it's going to be because of you. You make me feel like no one ever does, or maybe never. For me, if love had a face, it's you, and if it's not you, then no one. You don't believe it. It's too unreal to be believed and too different. You are finally witnessing a confession in your life, and that to be with the person you are in love with already. It's not like the one you read and see in books and movies. It's even beautiful and better than that. It's too unreal to be even fiction. You can feel your heart racing, words leaving your mind. You are blank and don't know what to say and how to answer. But you don't need to be because your eye says it all, which get moist. He raised his hand and softly kisses your cheek. I met a lot of people, but nobody make me feel like you. I know it will hurt after seeing my dad. I'm scared to be in love. But if it's you, then. He stopped without completing his sentence, and you don't want him to complete it too, because you know what he means. Has anyone confessed to you before? Because it's the first time you are experiencing this kind of thing, and it's so beautiful to get to know that someone loves you this much. Your heart is going crazy, you are getting nervous, don't know what to do, don't know how to answer. Yes, or you should also make a long confession, or I love you is enough. You are masked beautifully. He chuckled and brought his hand down, making you again crave for the soft touch. You take a sip of your coffee to calm your heart, but mind still thinking of a right word to say to him. You can't just let his confession be one sided, not when you are in love too. You looked at him. I, Jungkook, you want coffee? You said and extended the cup towards him. He chuckled at your cuteness, and your face turned red. Taking a deep breath, he leans forward, and your eyes widen when he pressed his lips at the side of yours. For a second, whole world stopped for you. He backed off, only to witness your even redder face. Sweet, it tastes even sweeter from here. You gulped and quickly looked at front. He chuckled.